My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Love, exciting and new. Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever. It's
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships at Bermudan and British Registry.
Hello, welcome to Unequal Sequel
Extra.
I tried to put you off.
So,
But
yeah, I went a bit early, but hey, it's all good.
you still went through it. Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. I am good. All fine and dandy.
I'm just checking. It's still February.
It is still February.
It's
yeah.
still happening. We forgot to mention it on our last Friday episode. I don't know if you noticed, but we released an episode on Valentine's Day, and then
we
didn't mention it at all. But maybe that's a good
we
thing.
We definitely didn't record it on Valentine's Day. I think that's the thing, though, isn't it?
No, for some reason I haven't got the episode even written up on my board for some reason. But I know what we did. We spoke about spunk.
We did, yeah. Spunk.
Which is quite good for Valentine's Day.
Mm.
We are off and we've already done a sequel this year, but now we're really off and running because this is our first sequel that was actually at the cinema.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, in the UK and mostly around the world, it's in the cinema. If you're in the States, no cinema.
Oh.
Straight to Peacock, straight to...
Really?
VOD, yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that is a shame. We are reviewing today, got to get the full name actually, Bridget Jones, is it colon? Mad About the Boy? Mad About the Boy.
Yes, I think there's a colon in there somewhere. Yeah.
The diary has gone...
Well, no, she does write in the diary at one point.
She does.
She takes the diary out and writes in it, yeah.
I'm going to get you to do the synopsis now.
Okay, all right then. This is challenging because it turns out I've not seen 2 or 3.
But you have seen 1, right?
So I've seen 1 and now I've seen 4. Essentially, Bridget is now a widow and a single mum. And her and her kids are still struggling 4 years later to deal with the death of her husband.
I should have mentioned that. Spoilers. It's in the trailer.
Surely it's not spoilers. It's in the first minute of the film.
Some people, I don't know. I just try to get ahead of people going, hey, hang on a minute.
It's in the trailers. It's in the first minute of the film. It's not a spoiler.
Okay.
Okay.
Carry on.
And part of that, her friends convinced her to go on Tinder or some other dating app. I wasn't really paying much attention.
It is Tinder.
And she meets a much younger man who becomes her love interest, and hilarity ensues while she's navigating that and also trying to navigate the loss of her husband and looking after her kids and going back to work and all these kind of things.
Brilliant.
I think that's pretty much it,
That
right?
is the synopsis of this one. Should we just quickly mention what Bridget Jones is? Quickly, she's it's a book famously written by Helen Fielding, and Bridget is originally in the first film a 31-year-old dealing with life's trivial, things.
Yeah,
and
stuff.
She's meant to be your average woman dealing with your average woman stuff.
And it's called Bridget Jones's Diary because the book is written as though it's her diary, like Adrian Mole.
Yes.
Adrian Mole for 30-something middle-aged British ladies.
Yes. And very British.
Middle class, I meant, rather than middle-aged.
Yeah, I get you. Don't worry, I was trying to... Very British, so they cast Renée Zellweger in 2001.
The very British person from, what is she, from Texas, I think?
To be fair, it's a pretty good accent, I think. It used to grind on me a lot more than it did now. Also in the films, back in the day, are Colin Firth playing love interest Mark Darcy, Hugh Grant playing Daniel Cleaver. He's not in the third one.
Oh, isn't he?
No,
okay.
That's why in this one there's a joke about him dying, because pretty much in the third one you think he has for most of it. And then right at the end, there's like a news report saying he was being found or something like that.
Oh,
because in the third one, I don't know if he didn't want to come back for it, or I haven't read the books. I don't know if there's even a baby book. But Patrick Dempsey, McDreamy, is in it.
I knew that. Yeah.
Okay, good. 2001's Bridget Jones. Have you been a fan all this time, Rich?
No, not at all. Like I said, I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second or third one. And I have to say, right, I was not looking forward to this movie.
No.
Absolutely was not looking forward to this. And I will say, I did not have a little cry at Bridget Jones 4 on my 2025 to-do list, or really have a good time. I liked it.
I've been really worried about what you were going to say all day.
I really enjoyed it. Like, I was so surprised.
Can I just check, how many times did you cry? Like, tear up a little bit?
I only really cried right at the end, I think. Okay. Yeah. It was very close to the end. It was the song. It was the little boy singing. Yeah. Yep.
I also had a few tears with her scene with Jim Broadbent, the dad. That got me. But people...
It didn't get me, but yeah.
Old people dying. It was awesome.
The little boy singing.
Fucking hell.
Oh, my God. Broke my heart, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I've watched all of these, so...
Okay. I'm going to go back and watch the others now.
No.
Oh, right, okay. No,
yeah,
won't.
You can, but they're not as... One's good, right? 2, I think, is trash.
Okay.
It goes to places that are just not enjoyable. 3 has got its moments. It's got Emma Thompson. Emma Thompson's also in the third one.
Emma Thompson's great.
In
this one.
I do have a funny story. There's one time, one Christmas Eve, my brother was going, this is many years ago, and it was going out for Christmas Eve, and he said, do you want to come out, going out Christmas Eve? I said, no, I'm staying in, and I put Bridget Jones on, and then there's a scene when It's All By Myself comes on, and I thought, how fucking dire is my life if I'm staying in on Christmas Eve all by myself. And I got dressed really fucking quickly, and when I met them in the pub, I was like, I can't do it. But I have watched all of these. I like the first one. I think Renée Zellweger is very good. The accent is good. I like the group of friends. I like Hugh Grant.
I would say I would say Renée Zellweger is fine. I don't think she's great. I think she's fine. I think everyone else is brilliant.
I thought she was great in this.
Oh, really? I thought she was all right. I thought she was all right, which is surprising because I don't like the accent. I do think the accent's weird, but then I'm sort of used to it now, I think.
Yes.
But I thought Chiwetel Ejiofor was great. I thought the kids are great.
Kids are great.
I think Hugh Grant steals this movie. This is a Hugh Grant movie.
He's only in 3 scenes at that, and like
3 or 4, yeah,
12 minutes he's on screen.
But he nails it. Like, he's great.
Uncle Daniel, Dirty Daniel, very funny. He's very. I think as an ensemble, everyone really does their part in this film.
Everyone's really good. Like Sally Phillips is in there, and she's really good. Like Emma Thompson's really good.
Yeah.
Like there's so many like really good people in there.
Did you recognise anyone that you might know in there?
Did I recognise anyone?
Someone that we've had on this podcast?
Oh yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, Rosie Holt is in this.
Rosie Holt. She's not in it for very often.
No,
very much, but she's there.
I was like, we've had her on the podcast. She's in a sequel.
I know, right? Podcast guest on the screen in the cinema. That's the first. That is the first, right?
Well, Ethan Lawrence was in...
Ethan, that's true.
The Last Magic Mike. So,
yes.
But it's always... I nudged Tiffany. She had no idea what was going on. But I was like, cool.
She's been on our podcast. Yeah. And now she's in a movie.
She made us watch some Mad films. Raw and the
Howling 2.
Yeah. But there she was. And she played her part brilliantly for the scene she had. So that was nice to see. Yeah, the only issue I have is the guy that's called Rockstar or Roxbury or whatever his name is.
Rockstar. Yeah. Do you not like him?
No, I liked him. I fucking hate the name. That is not a name, Richard.
Oh, yeah. That is a stupid name. I don't know where that name came from. But...
Bridget Jones. This is the woman that in the early 2000s could afford a very nice apartment in Borough Market on a shitty media job salary. It's not real. It was very like Love Actually-esque way of living. And that used to annoy me.
In a kind of... Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it in a very middle class, London centric kind of way. Like everything's perfect. Well, it's not perfect because there's lots of bad things happening in it. But do you know what I mean? Like lots, in that kind of like, yeah.
But I can understand how she's got the house now because Mark was a very wealthy man. I think he had a very expensive job, and also life insurance. And as soon as we came out, my wife said we should really get that will going. So
we do need to sort that out, yeah. And me and my wife have been talking about that for a little while as well.
Yes, like, okay.
Do you have... I've got life insurance.
I've got life insurance.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. We got life insurance. But we're in our 40s now. And she came out of it and she's like, well, I wasn't expecting it to be so fucking depressing. And I was like, well, did you like it? And she's like, yeah, I really liked it, but it's really sad.
In places, it's really sad. In places, and in other places it's really not. Like in other places it's really fun and so charming.
Yeah,
like it's so charming. I love this. I was just so surprised. Honestly, I sat. This is going to sound bad, but I sat down in the cinema, and then like a lady kind of sat down on the seat pretty much next to me,
right,
and started shone her phone light in my face when she's looking. I was like, oh God. And then she sat down and she's like talking to herself and I'm like, oh no, this is going to be a nightmare. And as the film starts, she's chuckling away and like commenting and stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to hate this. And by the end, I was with her.
Oh yeah. That's good.
I'm the most miserable person in the cinema. I like fucking silence, like maybe a polite little chuckle, or maybe it's a scary movie, a little like but yeah. I do not like people going no, and I don't like it. But by the end of the movie, I was like, I'm having a well of time.
This is
you
great.
Carry on, love.
I went on a Sunday evening, I would say.
I went Sunday evening too.
Sold out, my screening.
Oh, was it?
Sold out.
I was like the 8:30 screening, so it was really late.
That's not evening, that's night.
Okay, fair enough.
Evening, I would say, is 5:30 to 6.
Okay. So it was like 11:30, I think, by the time I got home.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Not on a Sunday.
I didn't have to be up early today. That's fine.
That's true. Did you notice the Isla Fisher character?
Yeah, really quickly. I wasn't sure if she was in another one or anything.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That, I don't know. I imagine
I feel like there's some on the cutting room floor for that one. She's like an awful neighbour.
Yeah.
Like, screaming at her kids and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because her name comes up quite early on in the beginning bit, and you're like, and then you see her. And then Bridget says the thing, and then you're like, okay, we're going to get more of her.
Nothing. Never again. No. Real short.
No, nothing
Didn't care. I was really enjoying it.
But I loved all the other elements. I loved the younger boy element. No, that sounds weird.
Billy, he's great, right?
Oh, I meant the love interest, but Billy is great.
I think the kids make it. I think both the kids are really good. Like Mabel and Billy. The the actor and the actress who play them, they do a great job. Like, I know you're not a fan of child actors.
I normally hate child actors, and I thought they were great.
They're good. They're really good. But yeah, Leo Woodall, who plays Rockstar, cracking job, mate.
Great.
I was trying to figure where I know him from, but he's in Cherry. Do you remember we watched Cherry?
What, the Tom Holland film?
Tom Holland one, yeah. We reviewed it for another podcast.
We did it for Jumpcast.
Yeah.
Yes. What was he in that? I can't even remember that film. I just remember thinking it's long and boring.
I don't think he's in it very much. It wasn't a great film, was it?
No.
But yeah, I think that's where I recognise him from, because I don't think I've seen anything else that he's been in.
No, it was. I was glad they didn't end up together. Can we do spoilers?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to the film and you've seen the trailers, you literally know the end of this film. That
I hadn't really seen much of the trailer, but about 30 seconds of Chiwetel Ejiofor being on screen, I knew what was going to happen.
Well, when you got sexy teacher Ejiofor being in
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Oh, it's close. I think he's a great actor, by the way. If you ever listen to this, I'm sorry I murder your name every time. I can barely say Dave. I can barely string my own name together, so don't be offended. Yeah. As soon as he's, sexy teacher comes, I'll be like, well, there we go. But it was the ride along and the beats.
And he had to go through a journey as well a bit,
I didn't really care about his, but yes.
To be right for Bridget, he had to go through a bit of change.
You're so wise, like a wise owl. There's an owl in this film.
There's an owl in it. I love the owl. I absolutely loved the owl. Yeah, I love it.
I cried again.
It's weird because I always say, like, whenever I see a robin, I always think of my gran because she loved robins. It's always
my gran too.
It feels like a robin's watching over us when Gran's popped in to say hello whenever we see a robin. So I love the owl. That's Dad popping in to see it to make sure we're all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel that similar as well. Did this film have an impact on you like Puss in Boots 2 did? Like for two reasons. One, it took us blindsided us a bit. And two, it was dealing with grief and getting older and immortality a little bit. I wouldn't say
it had quite that impact as Puss in Boots 2, but it certainly surprised me. I was planning for it to be pappy rubbish. And in places it kind of is, but I just had so much fun. I had so much fun with it. It's great. I can't think... It's not... Is it a perfect movie? No, it's probably not. But I had a great time. I really did have fun with it.
Is it going to be everyone's cup of tea?
I probably don't know. I think there's loads of people who will absolutely hate it. Cynical people with hearts 3 times too small will probably hate this movie. But, they need to, watch more.
those people might have been put off by the last two. And if people are coming to this podcast going, oh, I can't stand any more of that pulpy shit, whatever, I'm like, you've got to... This one's a very different movie.
It is very different.
Especially the last two. But even compared to
the first one, it's very different.
It's a very mature movie, I would say. Like you said, it is very middle class and nice and that kind of feeling. But it's very sad. It's very happy. I cried twice in it, and like Rich said, I did not have that on my bingo card. I did not
have really enjoying Bridget Jones 4 on my bingo card of life ever. And there it is. I really liked it.
It's a really well put together movie, I think. It doesn't seem to overstay its welcome at all. I mean,
at no point was I thinking it's too long or anything like that.
2 hours, 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's not a short movie, but it doesn't hang around. It packs a lot into those 2 hours, I would say.
It doesn't feel like anything's really wasted in there. Like, character-wise, it's quite tight, even like you said, for the other characters as well. And they've got a lot of characters to get through, especially for the people or the fans of the other films, because you do want to see the mum, the dads, the best friends. You want to see those people.
And you do get them in there. I would... Emma Thompson and Hugh Grant, I think, are my stars of the show. Emma Thompson's brilliant. She's so wise. She's not in it very much, but when she is, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Bridget takes it. She's a doctor. Bridget takes the daughter because the daughter's got worms, and she's like, "You do realise I'm a gynecologist?"
Yes.
And every time she's like, "You do realise I'm a gynecologist?"
There's some great stuff in there. Hugh Grant's opening scene in the Comedy Store.
Oh, so good. Is that the Comedy Store?
Well, it's a comedy.
Feels like a poetry reading.
Oh, okay, something like that. But this old aging bachelor.
It's quality, that. And he goes through growth as well. It's amazing.
Did not expect that either.
No.
Everyone's learning. Everyone's growing old. It's just I'm
so surprised by it. I really am.
I was on our group chat today. I mentioned it with the other lads, and I was going to say, guys, you should go and see this movie because it's really. I thought I'll save it until I speak to you. But now I can get on the group chat, and they might not think I'm so crazy when you can back me up and be like, no, it's really good. This is no longer just like a chit flick. This is a solid movie.
It really is, yeah. Just before we do, I just want to talk about the director quickly.
Go on.
Because it's Michael Morris, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who is who's done a lot of TV, but I think this might be his first movie.
He did a movie called To Leslie. It got...
Oh, right, okay.
Last year or year before, it got Andrea Riseborough, whatever her name is, nominated for an actor, for Best Actor. Right. And everyone was really confused how she got to be nominated. But basically, all her friends did the campaigning for her.
Okay. Is it good?
I've never seen it.
Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to hunt that out because I think he does a really good job. Really good job of this movie.
You've watched Better Call Saul, do you?
I have seen Better Call Saul, yeah.
Apparently he's very good in that. Very good. Okay. Director.
Okay. Cracking.
But does a cracking job.
Yeah, a really good job.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. After watching this season of the HBO's original series, The White Lotus, this is the tropical getaway I needed. One more pina colada, please.
Hey, you're not on mute.
Oh, I thought I was in paradise. Turns out it was my Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate pina colada and Thai iced coffee flavored creamers. Inspired by the newest season of HBO's original series, The White Lotus. For the love of coffee. Try now.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why Milo's Rewards is free to join. As a member, you earn points towards Milo's money on eligible purchases, get exclusive free gifts, and earn free shipping at Silver Key status, all on top of weekly member-only deals. Don't wait. Join Milo's Rewards for free today and start saving more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Pepcid Complete knows that food is one of the best parts of game day. That is, until heartburn strikes. Thankfully, just one chewable tablet of Pepcid Complete provides dual-action heartburn relief with an antacid that starts working instantly and an acid reducer that lasts all day. So you can stay focused on that second helping of chili without worrying about heartburn. All day based on 8-hour symptom relief studies during the day. Use product only as directed.
Let's talk Rotten Tomato.
Tomatoes.
We can do all four of them. I know you haven't seen all four of them,
Okay.
but it'll show you the history. So this is, I can't believe that 2001 was the first one, 2004 was the second one, 2016 was the third one, and now we're on 2025. I mean, this is like turning into like a before sunrise, sunset.
Yeah.
I quite like that we might get another one.
I think it'd be nice if we get another one.
Yes.
I don't know, though, because the credits kind of make it seem like this is like they're saying goodbye almost, but hopefully not. I would, if it's this good quality, if it's the quality of this movie, I'd be happy to see another one.
Yeah, apparently it has opened, this was on the BBC website today, The Return of Bridget Jones is the best box office opening ever for a romantic comedy in the UK and Ireland, according to Universal. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, Renée Zellweger's fourth film, is much loved. Shambolic made $11.8 million in its first 4 days after its release on Thursday.
Pretty good.
So it beats the new Marvel film in the UK.
Wow. I've not seen Captain America yet, so I'm going to
we are doing that next. Because this was released one day before that, so we're doing it in order.
You say next. We've got a roundup first in between, haven't we?
Yes. My life is a mess. Okay, first one. Critics.
Okay. I seem to remember it being relatively well liked. I will put this in the 80s. Probably reasonably high 80s. The 88?
It's 79%.
Okay, it's a bit lower than I thought.
It still is positive, and I remember people being pretty happy with it. They're like adaptation of the book. Fans were happy with it.
I think maybe people just put off by Renée Zellweger's accent.
Maybe.
A fair bit.
Also, she goes on about her weight a lot, but in that first film,
and she absolutely is not overweight
she looks amazing.
At all. Like, speaking of someone who's been overweight since he was born, I mean, I was 10 pounds when I was born, for fuck's sake. I've always been overweight. Like, she's not overweight at all.
No.
She certainly isn't in this movie. She looks amazing in this movie.
Audience for that film, what do you reckon?
Higher, I would say, than 79. Maybe this is the 88. I'm going with 88 for audience as well.
81.
Okay. Could have been a bit higher, really.
Bridget Jones, the edge of reason. She ends up in prison in Thailand in it.
I definitely haven't seen this one. I said this to my wife earlier. I was like, maybe I have seen the second one. She's like, oh, she ends up in like prison. And I'm like, no, not seen it.
I remember watching it and thinking, this feels long when I watched that one. And it's only an hour and 46 minutes, so it can't be that long.
Okay.
But what do you think score-wise, critics?
I have a feeling, and this is just based on a feeling because I've never seen the movie, it's going to be lower. I'm going to say 61%. 61%.
27%.
Wow. Super bad. Yikes.
Not good.
That's one hell of a drop. 79 to 27. That's one of the biggest drops, I reckon.
It's not I think it's not a likeable film.
No.
You know,
I haven't seen it, so
had
I
a
don't
good
know,
soundtrack from what I remember. Audience score for that film.
42. I'm just plucking that out of the air.
60%. So slightly,
Okay.
It's likely better than critics. Okay, then we move on to 2016's Bridget Jones's Baby. Still in demand. Still
Is
going
the baby
strong.
Billy or Mabel?
Billy.
Billy. I thought it might be.
And there's a hoo-ha, who's the father? Is it Colin Firth or Mark Dempsey? Not Mark Dempsey. Is it Mark Dempsey?
Mark Darcy. That is Colin Firth.
But who's Patrick Dempsey? I'm getting their names all muddled up.
I see. Are they not married at that point then?
No. Don't think so.
Okay. Right. I haven't seen that one either. Definitely not. I don't think it'd be as low as 27. Again, my feeling is that the third one's slightly better than the second one. So 51?
78.
Okay, way back up. More than the first one.
Yeah.
Is that
no,
more than the first?
1% less.
Okay, 1% less than the first one. Okay, that's all right then.
Audience?
75.
65.
Okay.
Which is more than the second one, but less than the first one.
Yeah.
So that brings us on to Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, 2005's.
It's gonna break my heart if no one likes this and it's just me.
Oh, no, I'm with you, mate. Don't worry.
I think it's incredibly charming and I think it deserves to be up there. And if it's not in the 80s, I'm going to be sad because that's where it deserves to live, I think. So I'm going to say a hopeful 85%.
86%.
Yes! Get in!
83 reviews. It's all pretty good stuff.
Is this the high? That's not the highest one then. The 89 is the first one.
No, I don't know. The first one's 79.
79. Oh, so it is the highest one.
Currently, this is the highest. It will fluctuate a little bit, but I don't think it will going to change.
I think that's where it deserves to be. Like it's definitely a 3 out of 5. It's probably a 4 out of 5, I would say. So it definitely deserves to be in that higher.
You may find yourself wondering where this movie is going. At the same time, it fails to dole out any surprises or story at all.
Oh, all right, Grinch. Like, come on.
That's the two bad ones. Everyone else is like, this might not be the sweet, silly rush you want for Valentine's Day, but it's still worth a watch. That's a positive.
Definitely worth a watch. It really is worth a watch. I really enjoyed it.
It's entertaining, funny, charming. It has serious moments centered on Billy's lack of father figure, and by and large avoids sentimentality.
Yeah, it is. It's charming without being too sentimental. Definitely. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's great. Audience.
I really hope it's high. I'm going to, a hopeful 88.
77.
Okay. Fair enough. But again, might fluctuate.
Yeah, I think probably should be higher than that a bit.
Yeah. I'm going to go on Rotten Tomatoes and put my audience score in. Like, boost it up a bit.
Someone's put, so goofy, so silly, Mary Poppins type of movie, definitely not for me.
Someone hasn't watched the right movie. Sometimes on Rotten Tomatoes, the reviews aren't actually for the movie that they're put against.
I think that's mad because I think it's incredibly nice and lovely.
Yeah. And it's not particularly goofy and it's very not Mary Poppins-like. That's weird.
I think we're underplaying how good it is that it deals with children dealing with death and grief and then coming to terms with it and stuff like that. And even a single mother at that time coming to terms when it's right to date or move back into your life and growing. And it's beautifully done. And she's not just dealing with that. She's dealing with death of her father. Does she need to go back to work? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man. And I cried.
Me too.
So did the wife.
I cried. I laughed. I had a thoroughly good time when I was really not expecting to.
I would really recommend this. Shall we score it?
Yes.
Okay. Out of 7, an unequal sequel. What do you reckon?
Well, I haven't seen the third one, but from what I can imagine, it's an unequal sequel because I don't think the third one sounds very good, and this sounds pretty good. This
But
is
what
pretty
about
good.
even to the first one? Well, we can't if you can remember it.
Pretty equal to the first. Well, I don't know, actually.
I
I
think
probably
it's
enjoyed
better.
this more than the first one, yeah.
It's definitely more my kind of film.
Who'd have thought
than the
Bridget
first
Jones 4 would be the best of the bunch?
Hey, we got a question, which is a sequel you weren't looking forward to, and then it turned out you liked.
Yeah.
Hey, this is
Turns
going
out
to be one of our
It's
our
this year's
examples.
Smile 2.
Guy, it's really good.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it. Maybe because we were going in not looking forward to it, that it hit us just like
Maybe.
right in the gut.
Yeah, maybe. So score-wise, it's not a 7 because it ain't
Not a 7.
perfect. It's not perfect. I'm not sure it's a 6. Is it a 6? I think it's a 5.
I'm going 5.
I think it's a 5.5 for me.
Okay.
It gets the extra point for making me cry.
That's good. Actually,
extra half a point.
and for having Rosie Holt in it.
Yeah, and for having Rosie Hall in it. Yeah.
She gets a line.
Yeah. 5.5.
She's the one who says, "Did you have sex?" When
Yes.
she's in the lift last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, I
good-
know she
good-
is.
I
Yeah,
know.
I know
I'm
she
just letting
is.
the audience know so they can get excited with us.
Yeah, 5.5. I think that's a good score.
I think it is. I think that's a positive and a recommendation on
Absolutely.
our half. Hopefully you do go and see it. And hopefully that if you don't like rom-coms or you think it's going to be too, what's the word I'm looking for? Cheesy, or even if you think it's going to be like
bland.
Chip flicky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like
Pulpy.
It might not, especially for me and you, like this is not made for two old men kind of thing.
Well, it turns out it is, though. Turns out it is.
I reckon
we
this
are
could be up there.
sensitive chaps, though, Dave. So
Yeah, it felt like a very mature audience when I was watching it yesterday.
And that's
to
a
be
good
honest.
thing because everyone in it is mature, so it's nice to see them people like acting their age.
Yeah, that's why I think it might be nice if they go on to another one. I don't know what that movie would be, but if they carry on this tone, then I wouldn't have a problem with it because people like to see that kind of stuff. The stuff they can relate to, and I think there's stuff they can relate to in this film, even though it is like that Hampstead Heath perfect world kind
Bridget's mid-50s?
51, she said in this movie.
Oh, is that what she says? Okay, well, that makes sense. Because I think that's about where Renée Zellweger is, right?
I believe so, yes.
In real life. So, yeah, I think and she looks great for 51, by the way.
Yeah.
I know I said before, when we talked about this movie before, I was like, Renée Zellweger somehow looks younger now than she did when she did the original movie. She looks amazing. She really does.
You can also tell she loves playing the character.
Yeah, she's having a good time.
And I think that really shines through and helps carry the movie. You can just tell people are on board and they're not there just for the money or for the sake of it. They're really Hugh Grant is all in at this point.
Yeah, 100%. He's really, it looks like he's enjoying himself too.
Yeah.
To be honest, it feels like everyone in this movie is enjoying themselves. And that's really positive.
Yes.
I think that's a really good thing. And yeah, it does feel like I say, maybe it's just Bridget as a character that I'm not 100% sold on, but I do think Renée Zellweger does a good job. I just think compared to Hugh Grant, who proper steals it, he's the star, I think. And also the little bits that Colin Firth turns up for, he's so good at just tearing your heart out with a look, right?
Absolutely.
Whew.
Jeez.
Crikey.
I think if you had too much Hugh Grant, it would spoil it, though, these kind of movies.
I think you're right. I think he is the icing on the cake. And if you have too much icing, it gets sickly.
They are used magnificently. There's like I said, those little side characters really just make all the transitions really well. And the kids, we keep saying the kids were great.
Kids are great. They're really good.
Really strong movie. Really good use of 2 hours.
Well crafted.
Yeah, a really good British film. I mean, you could... At the beginning, they're like Universal, Miramax, working title. A lot of people are throwing money in there to split it up. So, we'll see. But people in America, I don't understand why you're not getting on the cinema. It would have made a bit of money, wouldn't it?
Don't know. Maybe Americans just like America at the moment.
It's a weird decision. But anyway, that's a recommendation for us. Please go and try it. See it, not try it. We're not offering food. And Rich, can you see us out?
I can. just imagine if we offered like canapes in our podcasts.
Might get more listeners.
We offer you audio canapes over on anotherslice.com/unequal sequel. So yeah, you get loads of extra bits over there, things you weren't expecting. So you've gone and you've ordered your main, and we're just bringing you little like chef specials over there. For just a $3.99 subscription a month, you get Disenfranchised, where we talk about movies that should have had a franchise and didn't. You get Box Set Mentality, where we watch a whole box set and tell you all about it, whether you should watch it or not. And we have all the extra bits for our interview episodes. Also, all those sequel sessions where we talk to our guests for that little bit longer. They've always asked the killer question, can we annoy you for a little bit more, please? And luckily, everyone says yes.
Yeah, so far.
So far, no one said no, which is nice. So yeah, join us over there. Join us those extra bits. It's, like I say, it's $3.99 a month. It's an absolute bargain. I think in a few weeks' time, we're going to drop a sample for you so you can see what you're missing.
Yep.
Have a little listen to that. Dave's away for a bit, so we're going to drop one of those in as an extra episode. You can have a listen, see what you're missing, and come and join us. Come over and join us over on Another Slice. Also, if you don't have $2.99 a month, and I completely understand that at the moment, then just join us on social media. We're not on the evil one. We've kicked that off now, so don't join us on there. Don't sign up to that hellscape just to talk to us. We're on everything else though. We're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on all those places. I got so excited about X, I just hit my microphone. We're on all those places, so join us over there on social media. Spread the word, tell your friends. If you know people that like movies, then do send them our way. If you don't do social media at all, then join us on email. Tell us what you thought of Bridget Jones. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. Did I get that right?
Who is the boy? Is it the young boy?
I think it's Leo. Yeah, I think it's Leo Woodall's Rockster. I don't want to call him Rockster because it's really stupid. Annoying. That's the worst bit of the movie. Sorry. Email us, unequalsequel@hotmail.com. Tell us what you thought. We will read out your comments at the end of the month roundup, which is next week. And if you haven't seen Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, and you're listening to this and you're one of our regular listeners, go and bloody watch it because it's really good. Go on. Off you go. We're finished now, so go. Yeah. Go and watch it.
You'd be amazed if anyone actually listens to our own bits anyway, to be honest. They might just review's over.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. We will be announcing the start date of season 8 next week. That is coming. And then the week after that, we will do Captain America, so don't worry, that is also coming. Thank you. Oh, yeah, get everything in. Send now. Send them in now, because a lot of people send them in after we recorded, and that does happen to a lot of people. Send them in now.
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 Right now.
It's a goodbye from me. Bye-bye. Goodbye from him.
Bye!
See you on the next one. 6 for this one. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Still losing my voice a little bit on the buys. Still not 100% back there.
Do your neighbours hear that?
Probably. My wife does. She's like, I always know when you finish recording because I hear you shout bye. And considering that I record in my office at the end of the garden, I'm not even in the house.
Yeah. I imagine your neighbours do. They might think you're a bit weird.
I don't care.
Yeah. That's true. Well, good, because you are weird.
Yeah, fair enough.